0. How does that symbolically represent the European surrender to African people?
Yes, and what I was trying to say earlier was taking you back to on a chronological path and geometry, so you could get a sense of that. The Germans have been in the forefront of the European supremacy since the German takeover in the 1700s of England, and they ushered in a German royalty, replacing the original English monarchy. Among those was the royalties, the kings were King George II in the early 1700s. And they took over England because of what happened with Sir Isaac Newton in terms of a formula. And then colonized England so as to take control of the formula GM1 M2 minus FR2 squared, FR squared is equal to 0. It took control of that because they were searching for the same formula themselves. So, and since they had partial success because Johannes Kepler, found the path which is mathematically important in terms of determining, because if you could deal with emotion either by finding the force behind it or the path of the motion. Okay, so because they're related. So Kepler found the path, elliptical path, in the Kepler's laws. Kepler was a German. But Einstein found the force, which is the formula, GM1 M2 minus FR squared is equal to 0. But Germans wanted to be in total control of that dynamics, the force and the path, and so colonized England. But once England was colonized, this is extremely important for those who like to understand what casually is referred to as the so-called European supremacy in terms of the geometry of what is referred to as European supremacy. So because the German took over England, the capital of European supremacy had to move back to England, Germany.
Can I interrupt just for clarification?
Yes.
How did that formula enable Germany to take over or to defeat England?
Okay. Yeah, well, the one with the formula is the one with the revelation. That's a symbolism of formulas. Formula contains information, as in revelation. That's what formula does, it reveals. If you have a formula for a straight line, y minus at or y minus 2t is equal to 0, it's equal to gij, for example, that's a formula. That tells you a path, it predicts you, it's a revelation on a path that something, can be on, which is a straight line. To be y is equal to 2t. And every time you can tell where the projectile that's on that path is going to be. If you specify the time, you will know exactly where it's going to be. So that's a prediction, that's a revelation. A real revelation is specified by formula. as opposed to a claim that is not proven. That's what differentiates Gagut from, religious prophets. I'm a God's prophet, not a religious prophet, because my prophecy is absolutely precisely correct. There's no guesswork in my prophecy. But the other types, and that's the ultimate, the next after that is God. God self actually speaking. You understand me? God has spoken through me. In other words, for example, God says, I'm on a straight line. Yes, you'll be able to verify that every period, because you will plug in the T and you'll find me, 2 times T, I will be there. Do you understand me? There's no guesswork. Don't say, oh gee, I'm missing by 1 inch. No, you get it exactly. Do you understand? So that is what a formula represents. A formula represents a revelation from God in geometry, that you can see the verification in the transformed space-time. You can see it. Now, other people can come and claim they have a revelation from God, but without a formula. Only Gagut has a revelation. Of course, the other science is wherever their revelation comes from God, they will have to determine that from experiment. But experiment can be never-ending kind of situation. It's not quite sane. Do you understand? So back again, the formula is the ultimate way to prove. And if the formula is wrong, of course, it disproves. But if the formula is correct, then it is the surest verification. The revelation contained in that formula comes from God. Do you understand? All right. So, therefore, if somebody is endowed and blessed with a God order giving that person or a people a revelation that can be represented by a formula, which